we've looked at our just based on the physical object that it is, right? So there's a few philosophical ways we can approach learning sword. We can do it in the Confucian sense, where we learn a lot of techniques and apply them as applications to various situations, and we learn choreography. The entire Iaido styles are based on, encounters that the founder of the system had and how they were dealt with, right? Or we can take the Taoist mode, and I don't mean the religious Taoist, but the philosophical Taoist, where we open ourselves up to the properties of this thing, and we work with them as closely. We adapt to the properties that are here. We don't make it do what we want it to do necessarily, though we sort of do that in a sense. But we adapt ourselves and work with what we've got here, going with the flow, so to speak, right? If we're in a river, there's probably a current in it. So we observe the current and work with the current. We don't instantly turn around and swim upstream. Oh my God, I've got to get out of the river, right? That's kind of a non-Taoist way to look at things. However, if we turn around, we observe what the current's doing. Any motion we make now has the whole power of the river behind it, right? So this is sort of what we're attempting to do with the sword. I use a natural analogy like a river on purpose, because the word I often use is that we're seeking to have natural movement with the sword. And what I mean by natural is what self-arises, what works with the vocabulary here. Okay? Does that make sense at all? It's a little bit weird, but in order to do that, we have to really sometimes just take a look at what we've got in our hand. If I grab a different sword, a perfect weapon, the katana. Tell me about this one.
Curved.
Curved, okay.
Single edge.
Single edge. Anything else?
Long handle.
Longer handle. Oh, interesting. Okay. That might give me some hints. If we can all hold it, we might find that it holds a little differently probably than a Jan, right? Which is cool. But that tells us a couple things. It's like, yeah, I can do that one-handed. It's a little heavier. But yeah, that's fairly natural. Got some more leverage. I can actually apply and receive a bit more power out on the end because I have two hands on it, right? Which will give me certain advantages and certain disadvantages. But again, we can learn that purely from observing the item in our hand, right? It's actually not something very difficult. It's just, like we were talking about before, it's one of those things that's so basic, it's right in front of your face and you don't think about it. If you ask people about a sword, well, it's a sword, like you can see it in people's minds. It's like, a sword. But really, it's a sword. Big deal.